Japan warns that China can land troops in Taiwan within a week. And that is a misleading headline from the Taiwan news. China can only do that within a week of a blockade. That would require a full encirclement, which is something China is still too scared to do. China right now has two huge and immediate fears. The first is that their coast is bordered by severe competitors like Japan, South Korea, the Philippines, and of course Australia makes its way up there too. China is entirely flanked by US air bases. The Philippines just conducted the largest naval military exercise in the history of the world with the United States a few months ago after China tried to encircle Taiwan. The second fear is even bigger than the first, is appearing like a Potemkin army, an army that looks very strong but is in fact very weak, just like Russia's. China has not fought a war in nearly 50 years. They have very little battle expertise. While the United States is the most battle-hardened military in the world, and they do frequent training exercises with their allies that happen to flank China. And America's strongest ally in the region is emerging from the pulpit, Japan, which has doubled their military spending and is now the third largest spender of such in the world. They are projected to spend $302 billion or more within the next 3 years just on their military. South Korea and the Philippines have been doing the same, but not to the extent of Japan. Then Japan just slaps China in the face by conducting Coast Guard drills with Taiwan, which they haven't done since 1972 in 52 years. If you're curious, that same year, Japan dropped all diplomatic relations with Taiwan in accepting the One China policy. And now China is afraid that Japan is going to backtrack from that. It's a very bold move from Japan since 23% of their imports come from China. And this huge amount of imports from China is one of the benefits that Japan got by not recognizing Taiwan any further. But even though Japan doesn't recognize Taiwan officially, they still are a huge trading partner. They imported about $17 to $18 billion in semiconductors from the country. That number is going to skyrocket since Japan and the US and all of the great powers rely on Taiwan to make the semiconductors they need to just run their defense industry. Now, while China's military budget is impressive and it's much larger than Taiwan's, they are also contending against South Korea's, Japan's, Australia's, the Philippines, and of course, the largest spender of the military in the world, the United States. My name is the Geo Hussar, and take a look at my new credentials. Thanks for watching.